All right, so today I want to go over some clips from this interview Adam22 did with Lil Blood from West Oakland, where Lil Blood asks Adam about his agenda with the hip-hop scene and why he doesn't bring any no-jumper attention to the Bay Area music scene. And Adam basically says that the beef up in Norcal isn't that interesting to him right now, and, you know, this is a very typical Adam thing to say. But that's not what this video is really about. I want to focus here on the fact that Lil Blood shouldn't have even been on this podcast. Lil Blood, being a pretty big underground figure in the Bay Area hip-hop scene, is actually out of pocket doing this interview on No Jumper. I mean, he's sitting at a table with Adam22. He's asking him, like, how does it make you feel when people call you a culture vulture? Like, how does that make you feel? It's like, bro, how does it feel to be a sellout?
How do you feel when people be like, Adam's a culture vulture, or No Jumper is this, they're doing this, they're doing that? Like, how do you feel? Like I said, I follow your page. How does that make you feel? And you still got to get up the next morning and come do your job. Like, how do?
It doesn't even scratch the surface of my brain for the day. But you're human, Adam. Yeah, I'm human. I'm just trying to figure out what he's pouring up there.
I just saw that.
You got a ginger ale? Okay.
I just don't want. When I do my podcast, I'm gonna be showing different little labels.
I feel like
so right off the bat, my question is, who is interviewing who? Lil Blood goes on interviews and takes over and starts being the interviewer and starts asking all the questions. And this sort of came off as cringe because we saw China Mac do the same thing. He's like, I'm gonna go on No Jumper and I'm gonna ask Adam all the things. And it was just the most cringiest thing. Like, we don't care about we don't need answers. We know. And another thing that's funny here is Lil Blood asks the question and then he leans down under the table and starts pouring himself a soda from a plastic bottle into a cup. And Adam's looking at him like, what the fuck are you doing? And the whole audience is probably like, what the fuck is this? Is this some Oakland shit or something?
Adam.
Yeah, I'm human. I'm just trying to figure out what he's pouring up there.
I just
trying to figure out what this moron's pouring under the table.
I just saw that.
I mean, truly embarrassing for the people of the town to have this Lil Blood represent them on a podcast, pouring sodas under the table as if that's like something that people do. You know, so this is the interview's off already. I mean, people are already clicking off. This lowest views in the history of No Jumper, probably. When people around the United States tune into a No Jumper interview with the boss of Oakland, which is Lil Blood, and they look at how kind of goofy and corny and cheerleadery he is, and the fact that he actually represents Oakland culture. He's the face of Oakland right now, right? Apparently, that's what he says. So people are going to look at this and they're going to think that Oakland is now goofy because of Lil Blood. Okay, absolutely pathetic. All right, so this is where Lil Blood asks Adam about his former co-host leaving and if he regrets any of the decisions he's made, as if we give a shit. Again, these are questions that are like have long been answered and no one cares about, and that's why this interview did so poorly. But Lil Blood needed to bring this up and ask this question because he wanted to point out that he knows T-Rail and Smack, and so that's a name drop for Clout. And number two, he has to show solidarity to them and ask the hard question to Adam, even though no one cares. But I mean, he's on a podcast with their enemy. So let's watch this clip of Lil Blood glazing Adam while still trying to show solidarity with his friend Smack.
Man to man, right? The host that was left and shit. I'm not about to get out on that business. I'm not gonna do that. But I have a high level of respect for Smack and T-Rail. I just met Eddie at that little shit, at that little live show. But I have a high level of respect for Smack and T-Rail, especially Smack. I met Smack in Oakland.
Nobody cares, not relevant, not interesting.
From LA when I met Smack. I met Smack in Oakland. And they good brothers. And man to man, like, in some ways, do you regret that shit or wish it could have went differently?
I think they probably regret it. For me, no, I don't really give a shit at this point. You know, it was a little rough to have to make it over that hump, but no, it wasn't really.
Okay. And making it over that hump, what did that consist of? Just keep content, keep consistent?
Getting more hosts, you know, putting a little bit of time.
Okay, so how awkward was that exchange? Lil Blood asks the question, Adam answers it simply, and Lil Blood completely freezes up and is dumbfounded, has no idea what to say. This is a professional podcaster from Oakland, okay? And this is, a reason why I think Oakland doesn't get a lot of respect is because of this guy.
Shit, or I wish it could have went differently?
I think they probably regret it. For me, no, I don't really give a shit at this point. You know, it was a little rough to.
All right, so he doesn't know what to say, so he just changes the subject.
For me, no, I don't really give a shit at this point. You know, it was a little rough to have to make it over that hump, but no, it wasn't really.
Okay. and making it over that hunt. What did that consist of? Just keep content, keep consistent.
Getting more hosts, you know.
All right, so Lil Blood is one of the worst interviewers of all time that I've ever seen. So he's got that going for him. Let's go to this next clip. This is where Adam explains to Lil Blood that the beef going on in Northern California isn't as exciting and he just can't get into it. He says there was a period of time when everyone was really killing each other and it was really fun and interesting, but it just seems like he's not really aware of any good gang beef that's going on right now to cover. So I thought this was really interesting. Adam's transparency is through the roof. He's really letting everyone know how big of a piece of shit he truly is. And he's making Lil Blood look extremely desperate for sitting across a table from him. He should never sit at a table with this guy, Adam16. This guy, Adam16, should be blacklisted, but he's not because of the desperation coming from people like Lil Blood. So let's watch the clip.
Shit, Adam, like, you need to come fuck with our culture more. Like, I know you love LA. You did a lot for this culture, but bro, we got some shit going on in Northern California.
You do.
I'm not just gonna say the Bay Area.
But is it still lit? Because I feel like there was a period of time during 2017, 2018, 2019, whatever, even like where constantly I was getting put on to all kinds of different like feuds and beefs and interesting things that were going on in the music and shit. And then lately I feel like it's been a minute since I really got somebody telling me you got to check out this Bay Area or NorCal artist, etc.
To keep it 100 with you, it's definitely still lit. We definitely still got hella talent that you haven't tapped into.
Lil Blood is just so clueless when it comes to this business. I feel like this isn't really, he's not really cut out for this music marketing stuff. I think that he is completely setting Oakland back by spearheading everything and acting like he's the one to talk to. It's really embarrassing. He has no idea he can't for the life of him figure out why the Bay Area's music scene is dead. He can't figure it out. He's asking Adam because he doesn't know. He's asking some white dude from New Hampshire about why Oakland is having problems with its music scene getting into the industry level. This is because if you can't figure something out and if it's impossible for you to understand, but other people like Adam understand, that's a problem. You should not be in charge of anything. You should just be like one of those rappers on Thizzler. Do you understand?
22. What's wrong with Northern California rap?
I think it's just kind of...
All right, so this is going to be one of my favorite clips of the video. This is Lil Blood describing what Oakland music is all about. And it's the most incoherently stupid thing you will hear. Watch this.
Me personally, I just think people ain't catching on because a lot of people, like, we talk about, you know, getting money, sending bitches, and sliding. Like, them the 3 main things damn near any rapper talk about. But in Northern California, it's getting money out of bitch or getting money in general. You feel me? Sliding and shit. What was the other one? I don't know, but mainly that's it. Like,
right.
And I think if people would just give the music a chance, you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you having me on here, that's a good look for Northern California or Oakland. The Jay Stylings, that's a good look. It's just hella culture that we have in Oakland.
Getting money, sending bitches. You know, getting money and, you know, prostitution's not really marketable. Okay, so if you want to be a good marketing person, you should encourage your artists that look up to you to stop glorifying human trafficking, okay? Oakland has this problem where its rappers keep getting caught pimping minors. It's really not a good look. So maybe steer the culture away from the forcing women into the sex trade stuff. That's not marketing. That's not. So just something to think about. All right, so before I get out of here, I want to ask that everyone goes and follows Lil Blood and goes and looks at the content that he's putting out. I mean, it is 100% garbage, bottom dollar, just absolute trash content. I do want you to go check it out, and so you can see a little bit about what I'm talking about. Okay, so here's a couple of little clips from some videos that are offered on the Lil Blood Oakland TV channel.
And he had a porta potty. The porta potty was disgusting. So I was having to piss in bottles.
Oh,
he's looking at the camera and was like, "Why are you pissing in bottles?"
And that's why they fired you?
Yes.
Now, you done came out here to West Oakland, right? I just want to ask you one thing. Do you feel like you at home, man?
Yo, I actually feel like this is like more like New York than anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? I feel like it got a New York vibe. And my guy right here gave us the game. Gave us all the game.
They call it Mackin' Gangster.
All right, so that was Lil Blood showing you guys a little bit about Oakland culture and what they're about in Oakland. And if you go to Oakland, this is what you'll find. This is the culture that is, for some reason, no one gives a shit about. I wonder why. All right, that's going to just about do it for this video. If you guys will do me a huge favor and just find it in your hearts to hit like for me and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.